From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway. Happy Friday, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, May 15th.
Here's meteorologist Randy Ellis with a look at your forecast.
It's not going to rain all day long, but we could have some showers and thunderstorms at any time at 7 o'clock during this evening. A marginal risk of severe weather, roughly from Indy, east and south. A couple of storms later on may contain some gusty winds, perhaps some hailstones. Temperatures, it is warm. 70 Bloomington, 68 Bedford, 66 in Lafayette. So grab the rain gear. Again, not going to rain all day long. 8 o'clock, 65, noontime, 70. And by 5 o'clock, our temperature at 75. And highs today, everybody should climb up into the middle 70s. Here.
More of Marion County opens back up today. The next phase of the county's reopening plan puts stores and malls back in business and lets some religious services resume. There are limitations. Gatherings, including services, can have 25 people. That's up from the original 10-person limit. Stores can only allow 50% capacity. Restaurants still have to wait another week. Salons and non-essential manufacturing must wait until June. And no firm answer yet for bars, theaters, gyms, and museums. We've got all of this information posted for you on our Facebook page. And as the malls reopen, we know what is changing at one of the big ones here in town. The Fashion Mall on the north side is sharing its plan. You can expect to see dividers in the entrances, guiding people coming in through one side and those going out to the other side. The mall will limit the number of people inside and may ask you to wait in your car or a line outside. There are also social distancing markers in place all throughout the mall. The mall is also asking employees and shoppers to wear masks and self-screen before you come in. And some Indianapolis restaurant owners are frustrated that they can't open their doors, while other places just down the street, across the county line, are back to in-person dining. We spoke to the owners of A to Z Cafe on 96th Street. They tell us they feel kicked while they're down, as Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hawks had announced indoor dining would not be an option for another week. The owners express that they can't get any relief just because of where they sit in relation to an invisible line.
Why is it okay to travel just on that invisible county line? If you are a Marion County resident, you can go to Hamilton, you can go to Johnson County, but what stops you from bringing virus back into Marion County? Things aren't looking good for small businesses right now in Marion County.
And a longtime night spot in Broad Ripple is closing. The owners of Old Pro's Table announced the news Thursday, saying they had hoped to be celebrating the bar's 30th anniversary, but that circumstances have changed and it will not reopen. The post ends with a request to raise a glass and cheers to the Old Pro's Table. The OPT first opened in 1990. A top executive says 25%, 1 in 4 restaurants will close because of the pandemic. That's according to a report from Bloomberg. Steve Hafner, he's the CEO of OpenTable. You've likely used it. It's that online platform, a reservation company. Hafner says that reservations on the network were down 95% on May 13th from the same day last year. Bloomberg reports Indiana was down 85% in reservations on May 4th, when restaurants could open at 50% capacity compared to that date last year. The CDC has issued a health advisory urging doctors across the country to be on the lookout for the disease in children that may be connected to COVID-19. We have been following this story really closely this week. We told you about this on the Daily 8 yesterday and about this new advisory that was coming. It includes a case definition for doctors to better diagnose possible cases of what the CDC is calling multi-system inflammatory syndrome. The CDC says it can happen in patients younger than 21. A patient must also have high fever, be positive for COVID-19, and have full or partial criteria that would usually lead to Kawasaki disease diagnosis. At least 18 states are reporting cases of this mystery disease. 6 new coronavirus testing sites are opening across the state in Walmart parking lots. The testing is a partnership between Walmart and a lab company called eTrue North and state and local officials. Sites will be open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 a.m. You must schedule an appointment online with eTrue North to confirm that you're eligible for a test. Tests will be self-administered inside your car. 3 Walmart stores in Indianapolis are getting testing sites. There are also test sites in Canby, Greenwood, and 1 in Paoli in Orange County. House leaders say they'll call for a vote today for a $3 trillion COVID-19 stimulus bill. It's called the HEROES Act. It includes $200 billion for pay for essential workers, $75 billion for coronavirus testing, tracing, and isolation efforts, another round of direct payments of up to $6,000 per household, and $1 trillion to help state and local governments handle the massive budget problems they're facing because of the crisis. The bill in its current form faces little chance of becoming law, though. Republican senators and the president are calling it dead on arrival because it includes priorities unrelated to the pandemic. Adjustments go into effect for shoppers at Meijer related to the coronavirus pandemic. The retailer is changing its hours. Stores will now open at 6 a.m. and close at midnight. Meijer gas stations will stay open 24 hours. Meijer says it's also extending its dedicated hours for certain populations of customers. Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 6 to 8 will be dedicated to seniors and people with chronic health conditions. The same hours on Mondays and Wednesdays are open to essential workers. And back here in Indianapolis, a mail carrier is back on the job 2 days after he says he was attacked over an undelivered package. It happened Tuesday in Fountain Square. According to a police report, a man was upset about an undelivered package and hit the carrier on the head and threatened to have him killed. This incident comes less than 3 weeks after a mail carrier was killed on her route. IMPD and federal officials are investigating the attack. And now to sports. Yep, we're talking sports today. An Indiana native inked his rookie deal earlier this week. The team signed Danny Pinter to a 4-year, $3.2 million deal. Here's News 8's Olivia Ray.
From South Bend Adams High School to Ball State to the Colts' newest hometown hidden gym.
How you doing, brother? Hey, man, welcome to Indy. We're going to pick you right here.
Danny Pinter always dreamed of getting the call, but never thought he'd get picked to stay home.
To think about, Indiana's the only state I've ever known. I've lived here my whole life, played football here my whole life. So, it's kind of surreal in some ways.
I kind of let out a bleep, yeah. I threw my fist in the air, and one of the Colts scouts had texted me saying they were getting ready to take Danny right here. When I called Danny on the phone, we couldn't even say anything to each other. He was crying, I was crying.
Danny Pinter feels lucky. Lucky that Ball State took a chance on him and gave him a shot at playing college football, and lucky that his timing was right when he got here. When the Cardinals hired head coach Mike New, a former NFL coach and scout who knew exactly what to do.
Danny had one Division I scholarship offer, and that was to Ball State University. He played tight end for 3 years here, and then we made the transition with him. We had to sit down with Danny and said, hey, listen, if you embrace the move, you could certainly have a future beyond the college level.
Pinter put on 50 pounds and made the move to right tackle, where he started every single game for the next 2 seasons.
I'd like to think in some way I'd get here. It might have been a different path, but I think, the switching the offensive line was definitely the best move for me. It's interesting to look back and wonder what if I hadn't made that switch.
And a switch that will no longer leave him overlooked. Pinter will play on Sundays and gets to study under one of the best offensive lines in the country.
It's definitely not something I take lightly. Just first talking about Ball State, they want to offer me. I still feel like I'm indebted to them. Definitely translates over the Colts. I want to make the most of this opportunity for them, for giving me that chance and just prove to them it was the right decision.
Welcome home, Danny Pinter. Olivia Ray, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Santa Claus Land is preparing to open back up. Get ready. The Southern Indiana theme park says it will open June 17th, following guidelines from the state's Back on Track plan. The target date to open the water park is July 4th. The park says social distancing guidelines will be put in place, but you will not be required to wear a mask. Also, keep in mind, tickets can only be purchased for a specific day right now, instead of those any-day tickets the park previously sold. The Indiana Historical Society is engaging with history lovers by hosting History Happy Hour every Thursday. It's a chance to grab a drink and join in on conversations with historians without leaving your home. IHS hopes people can explore historical events and apply what they learn to everyday life. The virtual event will take place from 5:30 to 6:30 Thursday evenings. Next week's topic is underwear through the ages. There will also be a special virtual Indy 500 theme talk on May 23rd. I wonder what briefs did look like in, say, 1942. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.